Good morning, everyone. It's Julie at the Paper Bag Lady 1. How is everybody? I think it's been a while since I've been here. It was a long week last week. My daughter was homesick all week. Good news was I got a lot of doilies cut. Bad news for her was she missed a lot of school. At any rate, so I'm here today just for a couple things, show you a couple different things, couple albums, and then show you some doilies. Not that they're listed, don't get excited, but just kind of give you a little peek, a little heads up of what's coming. So let's get started. So first I wanted to show you an album that I made the other week. And this album was made actually with two pieces of paper. Well, actually it was probably about 4 total, but it was just 2 different styles. It was this one and this one. You can see it's a 12 by 12, but it's got 4 different 6 by 6s on it. And I got these. They're artistic papers is the name of it. Looks like Donna Salazar, GCD Studios. This one's called Antiquities, and the other one's called Spring in Bloom. But at any rate, I got these at Tuesday morning, quite some time ago, for 99 cents for a pack. And it looks like there were 12 sheets in each pack, but it really looks like more than 12 to me. At any rate, however many it is, 12, 20, whatever. So those 2 sheets, and I bought them because I thought, you know what, I'm going to cut them up and I can do an interesting album with them, or several, actually, interesting albums with them using these papers. So this is what I did. So I distressed the edges, and then inked the edges, and I just used my favorite little Making Memories distress tool. I do actually have a Distress It All, which I have used, but I actually distressed these before I got that, so I used that little tool. And then I am sure I just used my favorite, don't look Monica, my favorite Ink It Up walnut to go around the edges. She thinks it's so awful that I use that instead of Tim Holtz, but I like it, and it cost me like $1, so you know, at any rate. So what we have here, we have these are I Am Roses flat flowers that I just coffee dyed. Here we have a corner from Butterbee Scraps, and then an assortment of my doilies. This doily right here, you can see, this is a new one that will be coming in my next round of doilies. This one had a little bit of stain on it, but I don't mind because it's old looking. And then I just stamped this stamp in the center, and I can't remember what the stamp is from. Shame on me. But then we just have an assortment of other doilies, and here we have a little butterfly. Excuse me. I cannot remember if Butterbee Scraps has that or not, or if my friend Mon sent that to me. At either rate, there's this cute little butterfly, and then we have this little like lock and key, and I took the key and dangled it with some chain. I know, this for me was brand new. Like, I never ever used chain, but I used it several times in here. And I think these came from Mo also. I'm not sure if she has those in her store or if that is something she sent me prior to her starting her store. But at any rate, I thought it was really cute. So there is the front, and we go inside, and again, we're just going to see an assortment of doilies and trims and metal throughout. This is some old tatting that I got at an antique mall. There's another corner from Mo and another butterfly, again, either from Mo or Mon. I'm not sure which one. And then over here, whoopsies, can you see, is this light good? Anywho, there's more of that tatting, some piece of metal, some doily, more metal, and then this here is a cameo from Gina's Designs. And then what I did was I embossed the top and the bottom in, I think it's an antique gold, and I can't remember the brand. And then this middle part here is some kind of blackish gold embossing powder, which I can't remember the name of. Wait, I might have it. It's a Recollections, and it's called Chunky Aged Black. I think I got it on clearance, so they may not have it anymore. But I have that one, and I have a silver one too. And I just like the way, if you can see, you kind of get the 2 colors in there. Okay, moving along, and next page on the bicycle, we have more doilies and metal and goodness. And then this little clock, which I also got from Mo. It was from one of her charm sets, I believe. And then I dangled that from the chain in the middle of this little flower here. Over here we have some gears. They came from Mo. And some vintage lace. The lighting in here is just atrocious. It's not very sunny today. And then these clock hands also came from Gina's Designs, and those I also used that chunky aged black embossing powder on. Over here we have another butterfly. Again, Mon, I'm not sure. Some more metal. These leaves Monica sent me, who's scrapping for my boys. I love them. I think that's the first that I used them, and I really like them. Again, more doilies and lace. This is a Butterbee Scraps piece that I actually cut in half. There's the other half down there. Over here, these little birdies are some of those recollections, the little wood veneer, or whatever they're called, that I just embossed in a gold. More trim, little tiny metal in there. That's the little bead cap that I actually don't know where that came from. More doilies. A lot of these doilies and flowers I cut in half to put along the edge. Over here, we have my favorite fleur-de-lis. I love fleur-de-lis. Anyway, some fleur-de-lis, some more doilies. There's another corner from Mo. This is some vintage trim that I got at my local antique mall. This is like half of a doily that's going to be coming in the next round. I'll show you the whole doily later. And over here on this page, we have another corner. We have a bird cage, which I think that is also a Gina's Designs, and then I embossed that in the antique gold. And here's a key from Mo, which is hanging there. Again, chain, and look, there's some chain holding the bird cage up, it looks like. Okay, I know it's stupid, but I was really thrilled about that. Because again, I don't do chain. You should have seen me trying to get this thing on the jump ring. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a split ring. It took me forever. Split rings were shooting around the studio. But anyway, finally I prevailed. Okay, and here we have the last two layouts. Another butterfly with some more, I really think that's pretty trim. I don't remember where I got that. And more doilies and coffee dyed things. And then here on the last page we have another corner. And then this little mirror came from Mo, one of her sets, her charm sets. And then this dress form was also from Gina's Designs. And then again I used that aged black, that chunky aged black embossing powder. So it just occurred to me, I'm holding it way up. I'm not even sure if you could see all the pages in their entirety. Oops. So there's that album. We'll just sort of flip through quickly. I love that. Anywho. Okay, so there's one album. I really like the vintage look, if you hadn't guessed, and I really love to use my doilies. So there's one. Now this next one I'm going to show you is one that my friend Cody sent me. She had started it. She cut the papers, she did the sewing, and then she sent it to me to finish. And I've had it for at least a year, if not longer, and I could not figure out what I wanted to do with it. And finally, Mo's metal prevailed. So these came from Butterbee Scraps, and we just used metal and some ribbons to embellish. We have these little twirly things, and I don't know the names or the numbers of all of them, but I believe most, if not all of them, did come from her store. So here we just have some corners. Over here I cut these in half and then used some ribbon along the top. Over here I put two together, attached them with the brad, and then attached some ribbon on the edges. And some more corners, and then here I cut this long one in half, and then in half again to do the edges, and then put these little starry looking things where they meet on the ribbon. There's just a big one with some ribbon. More corners. Actually, that's a square piece that I cut in half. More corners, and then finally this really fancy one that was cut in half, and then these little flowers like that. So that's very simple album, but I just really like the way the metal looks with this paper. I don't know what the paper is. Is it Bow Bunny maybe? I don't know. But at any rate, so that was something new. So now real quick, because I'm running out of time on my video, I'll show you some doilies. But before I do, I have to show you this. I was cutting doilies last month sometime, and I was cutting away, and you know I love these Fiskars things with the spring. Can you see the spring is gone? The spring is now in 3 pieces. I was cutting doilies and it went boom and it just shot across the room. I cut so many hundreds of thousands of doilies that I killed the spring. So I had to go get a new pair of scissors. I thought that was so funny. I just had to save it and show you. But anyway, here's some, real quick, some of the new doilies that are going to be coming. That's a pretty big one. We have, oops, that one. What else do we have in here? Ooh, look at these. This one was the edge, so he's a little wrinkly, but look at that big guy. He's got, whoops, some dimension to him there. And let's see, what else do we have? We have the square one. Oh, and little round one. These little round ones. These look great with metal or coffee dyed flowers. We have some of these little guys here. And I don't have a clean one. Let me show you a, this one has a stain on it, but here, this one looks just like the big one. Only tiny. And I actually had one last time that was kind of in between these two sizes. So there's some of the new doilies that you'll be seeing. I have a number of them cut, but I actually have, in my other room right now, 6 tablecloths that I'm in the middle of dismantling. And then I have a couple more coming to me in the mail, and hopefully I'll be able to go antiquing soon. So I'm hoping in the next couple weeks to get some new, excuse me, oh my word, it's Monday morning. Some new doilies listed. So I'm going to run out of camera space here in a moment. So thank you all for watching and subscribing, and I hope you all have a great week, and I will